with Lamide. Join us on Family Talk with Lamide as motivational TV personality. Lamide Adenuga. Capacity development content to our future leaders within and outside Nigeria. We also tackle social ills like bullying, drug abuse, peer pressure, depression, internet fraud, and Family Talk with Lamide. It's all about us. Now showing on
Top on the news tonight. Federal government mourns death of Chief Mobolaji Ajose Adiogun. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and All Progressive Congress closes case. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and All Progressive Congress closes cases in Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. I also task federal government to tackle banditry. Good evening. Welcome to AT Lagos Channel 10 News at 7. I am Oluwabukola Akonde. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akumen Kon, on behalf of the federal government, mourns the death of First Federal Capital Territory FCT Minister, Chief Mobolaji Ajose Adiogun, aged 96. Chief Ajose Adiogun was appointed the first FCT Minister under the regime General Murtala Mohammed and was charged with the responsibility of drawing up the Abuja Master Plan. SGF described the late former minister as a technocrat, a boardroom guru, entrepreneur, oil magnate, and most of all initiator of developmental projects in the country. He commiserates with the government and people of Lagos State, his immediate family, and prays to God to grant the soul of the departed, repose. The House of Representatives has urged the federal government to initiate a coordinated joint security operations that will address recurring cases of banditry in affected parts of the country. This follows several motions bordering on the insecurity moved by members of the House. National correspondent Mitari Ipen reports that the House at Wednesday plenary are also resolved to investigate alleged impairments recurring in federal ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as the controversy of alleged manipulation of jam votes involving a candidate, Ms. Besome Ijikeme.
I therefore call on the House to resolve to set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the alleged manipulation of UTME results by AGK Mesoma and any other person and report back. The position of the Parliament will be made known to be quiet in the face of the trending issue that has raised some questions for the nation. Integrity and support for education will be a disservice to those who have elected us.
Leveraging on the precision of its time of the maritime domain awareness capacity known as Falcon Eyes, the Nigerian Navy is reaffirming that the nation's waterways is no longer a safe haven for perpetrating illegal acts. And in demonstrating this resolve, the Nigerian Navy Chief Beecroft through the technological-driven platform, has intercepted more than 10,000 kilograms of cannabis sativa with street value running with into billions. Michael Olale reports.
It is the constitutional duty of the Nigerian Navy to keep an eye on the sea, and in simplifying this mandate, investment in technology is steadily complementing regular patrol and surveillance. The effectiveness of this maritime domain awareness platform instituted by the Navy came to play on the 3rd of July 2023 when satellite imagery detected transshipment of cannabis sativa from a boat to a waiting vehicle somewhere around the ocean shore in the Bejura area of Lagos. According to the commander of NNSB Croft, the Navy's response through a patrol team forced the smugglers to navigate their escape, leaving behind 200 bags of cannabis sativa, with each weighing 50 kilograms.
In as much as we have been able, to prevent this consignment from entering into the society, I think that alone will serve as a deterrent.
The Navy says it is aware of the nexus between drug, crime, and
alone will serve as a deterrent.
The Navy says it is aware of the nexus between drug, crime, and violence, so it is ensuring the maritime environment is safe for legitimate businesses to thrive.
Nigeria will remain poised and resolute, and we are not going to leave any stone unturned to go after these criminals and ensure we make the maritime environment safe for the economic prosperity of our dear country.
While promising to hand over the consignment to appropriate agency for possible prosecution, the Navy says due process will be followed in carrying out this task. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NT News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the All Progressive Congress closed their cases in a petition filed by the Labour Party and its presidential candidate Peter Obi, challenging the declaration and return of President Tinubu during the 2023 presidential elections. Olabode Arewa reports that this was after tendering 18 exhibits and calling only one witness to give evidence, Senate's Majority Leader, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele. Among documents tendered by the APC at President Tinubu are a February 3, 2003 letter from late Inspector General of Police Tafa Balogun of the U.S. Embassy requesting information about then Lagos State Governor Babajide Bola Tinubu, U.S. Embassy's response, President Bola Tinubu's educational records obtained for the Chicago State University. Data pages of President Tinubu's Nigerian passports, the U.S. visa pages on his passports, copies of Labour Party's list of members from Anambra State, and the list of candidates it fielded during the 2023 elections. In his witness deposition, Senate Majority Leader Opeyemi Bamidele, who was the only witness for President Tinubu, told the court that Forms EC8 result sheet from Kano State showed that Tinubu's votes recorded a shortfall of 10,929. It said, having been a long-term associate of Tinubu, he could confirm his Nigerian nationality, who did not have a criminal conviction either in the USA or anywhere else. The APC, having closed its case, the court has ordered parties to abide by the stipulated date for filing their processes before they could be invited for their final written addresses. APC, in its defense, says Peter Obi's membership of the Labour Party was invalid as this allegedly violated Section 77 of the Electoral Act, which stipulated 30 days before a primary as the latest date for a party to submit its register of members to INEC. YAGA African-owned Too Young to Run movement is building young parliamentarians' capacity for better legislative and leadership engagement. The young legislators comprise of members from State Assembly and the House of Representatives, Timothy Yusuf reports.
To invite
Yaga Africa, the Not Too Young to Run movement, and the Young Parliamentarians Forum of the National Assembly are the organizers of this two-day conference for young federal and state legislators across Nigeria, tagged the Convergence 5.0. The Convergence 5.0 is a platform for the young legislators to learn from experienced legislators, connect with peers, and develop their legislative capacity for the days ahead.
in 2023, for the first time since our transition to democracy in 1999, we can proudly say that in the House of Representatives, we have two lawmakers who are between 25 and 29 years old, the youngest ever. That is progress, but not enough, because in the House of Reps, we still have just 14 under 35 years old who won the election.
Always remember that you're here to represent somebody, and their responsibility lies on your head. So whatever decision you take, make sure you take a good one.
This meeting is fifth in training for young legislators cutting across both state and federal. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Lagos State government has continues to intensify advocacy on the need to concerted efforts to check the menace of domestic violence, especially at the grassroots across the metropolis. This time, the Lagos Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency is engaging the traditional wedding coordinators, popularly known as Alaga Iduro in Lagos. Musa Toliat has the details. The report
is to sustain engagement with critical stakeholders in the fight against domestic violence cannot be overemphasized. This gathering of traditional marriage compares, popularly known in Yoruba parlance as Alaga Iduro, is strategic, given their roles as custodians of cultural and traditional values who interface with intending couples. These participants were sensitized on inculcating in intending couples the scourge of domestic violence and how to deal with little misunderstanding before it degenerates in marriage. The Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency is therefore degenerates in marriage. The Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency is therefore collaborating with these all-important traditional marriage coordinators to prevent the menace.
We have all representatives of all 57 LGA and LCDs here present. So after we introduce this, the next thing now is to train the other Alagas on these issues of domestic violence, issues of sexual violence, issues of child abuse, so that when they are counseling with relevant information. Alagas, they are very, very important in marriage preparation. And then because we know that they take an important role, and that is why we take it out to them, involving them in fighting to join us to fight this menace.
There were reactions to the message of the event.
We've been advising the grooms and the brides, but with this program, this will empower us more, especially when we're even doing it for Alaga, the people that are conducting engagement. It's a very nice one, because at the point of we conducting engagement for them, we will advise them. We make sure we counsel couples, and part of the topic we take in counseling them is no to domestic violence.
The theme of the engagement is Ile Alayo, which translates to a home of tranquility. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
NTA Channel 10 will be back after this short break. Please stay with us.
For a spacious, serene, beautiful and comfortable environment for your event, then NTA Lagos Channel 10 premises is the place with about 3,065 capacity. NTA Lagos Channel 10 premises provides a well-secured land and car parking lot for your wedding reception, birthday party, church and school end-of-the-year event. Our conference hall is convenient for company annual general meetings, lectures, seminars or workshops. With just 150,000 naira only, you can use our entire space and also have your event covered and Maryland. For more inquiries, please contact our marketing department, NTA Lagos Channel 10, Tejoshua, or call our telephone number, Chibuzo 0812-324-5519, Gmo 0803-830-1669. NTA Lagos Channel 10 premises, affordable just for you.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is NTA Lagos Channel 10 News at 7. Now on entertainment news. Afrobeat superstar Asake has continued his fine form with the release of his sophomore album, Work of Art. Let's join Salahu Alimat for these and other stories from the entertainment. In 2022, in unprecedented fashion, Asake extended his victory run in 2023 with the release of his sophomore album, Work of Art, which has debuted 12 songs on the Billboard US Afrobeat chart. For debut this week, 12 songs of Asake Work of Art sophomore album debuted on the chart with Sunshine at number 15, Lonely at number 19, Mogbe at number 21, Oloro at number 22, I Believe at number 25, What's Up My G at number 26, Awodi at number 28, Remember at number 29, Introduction at number 32, Great Guy at number 34, and Yoga at number 42. Moving on, 10 years ago, Tiwa Savage released her debut album Once Upon a Time, and the album would usher her into the mainstream. When she made her entrance in the scene with her hit single, Kele Kele Love, Tiwa Savage would bring an incredible superstar, horror that redefined the female arm of the Nigerian music industry. With a rich exposure to Western music, Tiwa Savage's entrance into Nigerian music brought along these influences and sexuality that would take off where the electric gold did drop off. And on the foreign scene, after a brief hiatus, East African meets West African as Tanzanian superstar Diamond Platnumz partnered Nigerian R&B star Chike for his latest single titled My Baby. The collaborations between African superstars had increased with the fast-growing international exploitation of Afrobeat, as more Nigerian superstars are reaching larger global audiences and enjoying international success. And that's it on Entertainment News. I am Salah Ramima. Now on Sports Update. Let's join Ayodeji Makinde on Sports Update.
We begin with handball, where the indoor court of the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin continues to attract spectators on day 4 of the Adova Handball Premier League, where Bendel lost to Correction Boys 25 to 27 goals. Safety shooters at Lagos Seasiders settled for a draw, while in the women's category, Delta Force beat Bayelsa Queens 29 to 26 goals. In football, round of 16 matches at the Bayelsa State Governors Cup, also known as the Prosperity Cup, continues across 3 centers in the oil-rich state as the Grassroots Football Championship gains momentum in the 2023 season. 54 goals were scored in the round of 32 as 2019 champions Crusaders FC of Peretaru, who whitewashed Everton FC of Ikolo 15-0, take on Ogbo United of Ikibri Wednesday evening. At the Samson Siasia Stadium in Yenagoa, Biseni FC take on the Grace FC, while at the Amasoma Center, Ayisco FC of Ogbengri are up against Oproma FC. Elsewhere at the Nembe City Stadium, Odioma United FC play Otuasega Movers, and action concludes with Ofoni United versus Agbere FC and Akemfa FC versus Dream Boys of Odi. In another development, the first phase of FIFA Member Association course for futsal, women and elite referees concludes Thursday with 75 participants set for physical fitness tests at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. Nigeria Football Federation emphasized the renewed commitment to support referees in the country to attain highest recognition and listing by the World Football Governing Body at Grade A events.
We identify some talents that we can work on them, continue to give them special training so that we can close that gap that we are talking about.
4 FIFA instructors are in the country for the annual event, which enters the second phase with elite referees on Friday. With Sports Update, Ayodeji Makinde, NTA News.
And that concludes the news. Benga Oloyede is standing by. And that concludes the news. Benga Oloyede is standing by for news in Yoruba translation. Good evening. I am Oluwabukola Akonde.
ẹ kú àṣálẹ́ ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn ló ń dé sétí ìgbọ̀nyín láti iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó Gbẹ̀ngàn Olóyèdè ní oníròyìn ìròyìn rèé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Akọ̀wé àgbà sí ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí Sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ George Akume ló dúró fún ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí láti dárò ọ̀fọ̀ ikú olóògbé mínísítà àkọ́kọ́ olú ìlú lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí olóyè Mobọ́lájí Àjọṣẹ́ Adéògún tó jáde láyé ní ẹni ọdún 86 tí a kò bá gbàgbé olóyè Àjọṣẹ́ Adéògún ní àkọ́kọ́ mínísítà olú ìlú lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí ní abẹ́ ìṣàkóso ìṣèjọba ológun ajagun Murtala Muhammed pẹ̀lú ìpèníjà ṣíṣe ojúṣe ààyè rẹ̀ láti ya àgbékalẹ̀ ìlànà ọjọ́ iwájú olú ìlú Àbújá. Akọ̀wé àgbà sí ìjọba àpapọ̀ George Akume ṣe àpèjúwe olóògbé mínísítà ọ̀hún gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀kan gbòógì òfínàgbòǹgbò òtajà oníṣòwò epo. Bákan náà ló tún jẹ́ igi àràbà ńlá olùpilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ìdàgbàsókè àgbékalẹ̀ iṣẹ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni akọ̀wé àgbà náà ṣèrántí ìbánikẹ́dùn pẹ̀lú ìjọba àpapọ̀ àti àwọn ènìyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti àwọn ẹbí tí olóògbé fi sílẹ̀, gbà á ládùúrà kí Elédùà tẹ́ olóògbé náà sí afẹ́fẹ́ rere. Àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣojúṣòfin àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ti rọ ìjọba àpapọ̀ fún ìpilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ipò ìdojúkọ ìṣepọ̀ tàwọn aláàbò láti yanjú àwọn ìfojúhàn lóòrèkóòrè ìwà ọlọ́ṣà tó ń fọwọ́ ìpalórí bá àwọn apá kan lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí kórè ìwà ọlọ́ṣà tó ń fọwọ́ ìpalórí bá àwọn apá kan lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ìgbésẹ̀ yìí wáyé látàrí ọ̀pọ̀ ìnáwó ìpèníjà tó ń fa ìpòrúru ọkàn lórí ètò ààbò èyí tí àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣojúṣòfin àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí náwó àbá rẹ̀ ní àsìkò ìjókòó wọn. Akọ̀rin wa Nítere Ipe tó mú ìròyìn wá sọ wípé ní ibi ìjókòó ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣojúṣòfin àpapọ̀ tó wáyé lónìí ni wọ́n yanjú ètò ìṣèwádìí ẹ̀sùn ìwà ìbàjẹ́ tó ń lọ lórí ìgbanifúnṣẹ́ ní ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ àti onírúurú àwọn ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba òmíràn àti pàápàá jùlọ lórí àríyànjiyàn ẹ̀sùn ìfọwọ́yí èsì ìdánwò jáàbù tí ọ̀dọ́bìnrin Mẹ́sọ̀mà Èjìkẹ́mẹ lọ́wọ́ nínú rẹ̀. Tọ́ Àsùnjí lórúkọ àṣálẹ́ ìní Bámidélé Yẹmẹlú ti wà níkàlẹ̀ láti mú ìyókù ròyìn wá fún ilé èdè Ògùn. Gbẹ̀ngàn Olóyèdè kìyín ire o.
Chele wen kuto hoja ibo kuda san egbe tan ewen le san le wa oto leti to teju osho enimi tan yewe nu Bámidélé ni lode to gi gomen o meyin owe kan to na to gboga to kami tan meyin o se ka to daho George Akume weyin meyin edota dinado lenu pon do gbon meyin metita de yin nzoizo wa to de yedoto Abuja to were ye to fle meyin o ga Mobọ́lájí Àjọṣẹ́ Adéògún déyìn Martinto tó pè kàwé kó èwe ẹnẹmẹ. Mẹ̀yìn Mọ̀gálọ́ Àjọṣẹ́ Adéògún wẹ̀yìn mẹ̀yẹ́dẹ̀ nàdóyìn mẹ̀títà iná náà lùsọ́ìsọ́ wà tọ́jú tó Àbújá lọ́gbọ̀n àyẹ̀wò wìnú mẹ̀yìn Jẹ́nẹ́rà Àfàfúngbẹ̀dáhó Murtala Muhammed tó Ògánjí Èbùzé àsọ́nẹ̀dọ̀ ní mọ̀rọ̀múlọ̀ ìnámọ̀dé ìnáwó àsọ́ndó nàdómọ̀rọ̀mọ̀ yẹ̀dẹ̀ àlọ́dáhó lómọ̀rọ̀ létòrọ́ náà tí gbọ̀n ọ̀gbẹ̀sọ ìwé kàtọ́lọ́dọ̀ mẹ́lọ́wọ́ yìí mẹ́yìn òmẹ̀jọmẹ̀ dẹ́sọ́dọ̀ mọ̀jẹ̀mẹ̀ gànjí dẹ́sọ́dọ̀ nùkún mímọ́ gbónùkún ìfàgbọ̀n ọ̀gbẹ̀sọ ìwé kàtọ́lọ́dọ̀ mẹ́lọ́wọ́ yìí mẹ́yìn òmẹ̀jọmẹ̀ dẹ́sọ́dọ̀ mọ̀jẹ̀mẹ̀ gànjí dẹ́sọ́dọ̀ nùkún mímọ́ gbónùkún ìfàgbọ̀n bí ọ̀nù lẹ́mẹ̀ wọ́n jẹ́wọ́ ẹ̀sọ́ yìí mẹ́nà wà àjọ àmìtàn wẹ̀yìn mẹ́yìn mẹ́ àdódó tòtò lọ́mẹ̀ ìwádọ̀ndó mẹ́yìn àyọ̀hán àwọn ìtọ́lẹ̀ sí ògbẹ́tọ́lẹ̀ déètò fẹ́ ìpó mẹ́sọ́yìn mẹ́tọ́lẹ̀ dípò dọ̀yẹ́ òmẹ̀bí dọ̀yẹ́ ní pàìdó lámẹ̀rì yìí lọ ìsọ̀rọ̀ mọ́jà máa níbo sọ́ọ̀sẹ̀ ló jẹ àwọn dàgbẹ̀mẹ̀. Mẹ́rọ yóò lé yín òsẹ́n pẹ́sọ́n wà tọ́ yọ̀pọ̀ pẹ́fílẹ̀ to otogbo si dalile ewe dohudi do yele amoromlo ye dohuna otogbo ga ni do moromlo ye na kan dopo bodo mekule po na do moromlo ye ze afun pé yóò mẹ̀yìn dánú wa tọ́tò tó jílẹ̀ pé tó gbọ̀n fílẹ̀ pé dé ìyẹ́ tètò òtò gbọ́rọ̀ mẹ̀ èkó ẹwẹ́ yín kó dé ìyẹ́ dọ̀ tó wèlò yé sí àyín tó yé gbé nàdódọ̀ òkó yóò dọ́lẹ̀ rẹ sí mẹ̀ sí àyín mẹ̀sọ́nà tẹ́tí mi náà yé bò hẹ̀n lógbọ̀ mìtà èrè ìpẹ̀n níta wẹ̀hẹ̀n kó yé dọ̀gọ̀ mọ́ yé sí àyín tó ìwòlò yé sí àyín tó àzágàgbé égbé tọ̀ nàdódọ̀ kó wẹ̀yé mẹ̀bídọ̀ ẹ̀rọ àyín kó dàgbé bọ̀ yé dá sọ váànù kúndó pọ́n gbẹ̀ndé yìí nù yìnyín kàlẹ́ tó yìí tó àsán yìí pẹ̀tọ́lẹ̀ yìí tó àsán mẹ́ dé yín ò tó gbógátọ̀ mọ́ jáwé èyí sọ́dọ̀ hó ló gbọ̀n nù èyí dánú ìwà kó àlọ́jàgọ̀ dé èyí ló kà nù èyí ò dé èyí zétán ló gbọ̀n jáàbù sí òsìnwé màtọ́mẹ̀ dé yín mẹ́sọ̀mà èjì ké mẹ́tàn ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀gá lè mẹ̀ nítorí yà sọ pé tó àsán lè fògbè ná èsùn tó fọ́.
Do you want the best in music for and do you want the best in music for and entertainment? NCA10 a channel of sports and documentary. NCA10 even with movies, cartoon and live talk show. I'm not choice and go for nothing. Station for excellence. NCA10 station for excellence.
NTA10 Station for Excellence.